Hey, I'm Eleanor. Welcome to Pink Pearl Tarot. I did go back and find Lisa and Peggy Papez's first 25 wacky questions. They're so fun. I can't wait to dig in. I just got done doing the 12 zodiacs. Those are up for June. And I did the full moon in Sagittarius pick a card. That is up. And so now I'm ready to relax and chill and do something kind of fun as a break. So 25 wacky questions. The first 25. So what do I hate that I wish I loved? So journaling, meditation, and cleaning, because the effects are so great. It would be great to love those things, but I find them unbearably boring. I tried it. I journal every day, and I don't know what I'm supposed to get out of it. Every month maybe I'll get like a really great insight, but the rest of it's just like, I don't know. Cleaning, I do love once I can start. It's the starting part that's a difficult thing. And also another thing, there's this pizza place, a local pizza favorite, and they always, whenever we get pizza at work, it's that place. And it is the nastiest shit. I don't know why people love it so much. I'm sorry, locals that love that place. My favorite ice cream flavor, I love vanilla, but here's why. There's no one flavor combination that any company has put together that I like. I like vanilla because I could dress it up any way I want. It's a blank canvas. So I like lingonberries and maple syrup on my ice cream, Biscoff crackers with lemon curd, cashews and salted caramel, hot gooey brownie, frosted mini wheat sugar dust that collects at the bottom of the box with bananas. Okay, what celebrity chef would I want to make me dinner? If he were still with us, Anthony Bourdain. Oh my God. His love of food and passion for it is so contagious. He could get me to try anything. Like, he goes all around the world and shows all these very strange, unusual foods, and I would try them based on how he would describe them. I don't know what he cooks like. I've never actually seen a cooking show where he was the chef, but his show, No Reservations and Parts Unknown. Oh my gosh. So I love seeing these foods cooked in their correct cultural context and all of the love and all the history and authenticity in there, and not just having it cooked in some New York kitchen, kind of like, I don't know, based on a recipe. But yeah, that's the guy. My favorite childhood book, and I already mentioned this in another one, but A Wrinkle in Time, but also all of her books. Madeline L'Engle, that was a trilogy, I think, and then she did a whole bunch of other things that I also read after that. And then that was until my dad gave me a copy of Imagica, and I got into Clive Barker in high school. Before that, anything Ramona Quimby or Beverly Cleary. Honorable mentions, though, Nancy Drew, Babysitter's Club, Sweet Valley High Twins. But my favorite one they made us read in school, like the school novel, would have been To Kill a Mockingbird. And Jane Eyre was okay. Am I a morning person or a night owl? I think both. It's 2 p.m. It's the middle of the day that can suck it for me. Now, I don't know if night owl means like you're up past a certain time, like there's a time window that qualifies you as a night owl, but 9 p.m. is my bedtime because I get up at 4. But I do get like a crazy push of energy between 7 and 9, which I would consider night. Maybe that doesn't count, no. But if I had to choose one color for everything in my house, there's no one color that looks good. I like colors in contrast in relation to each other. So I would go with like white everything, white walls with lots of plants, greenery and flowers and things like that, if I could keep them alive. I used to keep succulents. I had a really nice display of succulents, and I would have to buy a new one every week because I can't keep plants alive. So it's nice in theory. It wouldn't work. My favorite day of the week. So I work Monday through Friday, a 40 hours. So it's Saturday, of course. Duh. Saturday. Can I whistle? No, I cannot whistle. And I hate to be a super bitch, but I have this misophonia that gets really hardcore triggered anytime I hear someone whistling. And it's not the expression of joy. I love that people are happy and expressing their joy, but it's just the sound. It's almost as bad as snoring, and it just fills me with this, like, just, I don't mean it. So if I could choose a cartoon character for my best friend, at first I was thinking Glomer from the Punky Brewster cartoon because he could clean my room. Jake the dog is cool, but I settled on Courage, the cowardly dog. Do I believe in ghosts and when I go ghost hunting? I don't believe in ghosts, and therefore ghost hunting sounds boring. Now, the house I grew up in supposedly was haunted, and people would come there and say that they could feel and see and hear the ghost, the guy that built the house. They say that he was there and other people perceived him. I didn't. I never perceived anything. Maybe I'm just like dull in that way. Which of the 7 dwarves am I? I'm going to say Bashful. Making myself get on camera like this is definitely out of my comfort zone. I don't like my face. I don't like people looking at me. And I'm told that in person that I'm very difficult to get to know. I am also told that it's worth the effort though, but it is an effort. Okay, my favorite smell. So this might sound weird, but the vinyl-y plastic of pool floaties and pool toys, and also like pencil cases right along the zipper line. I don't know what the hell that chemical is, but for some reason I like it. Camellias, more naturally, and then my partner's neck, of course, and coffee. Coffee smells so much of potential and promises and of a day not yet ruined. And coffee is the reason. The smell of coffee is why I'm a morning person, probably. It's all of that. There's the dopamine potential yet of the day yet to unfold. So if I could copy and paste or undo in real life, definitely undo, hands down. I've pressed send on a few things that I wish I could unsend in text and email. Best type of cheese. I like kind of hard, expensive, light cheeses like feta and Swiss. I just don't like soft orange cheese. And if it ends in Z, don't get it near me. My warning label. Do not ask what's taking so long, or rush at your own risk, or bites when hurried, or any other rushing questions or language. So I have to rant a little bit about this. I don't know if any of you know what warehouse work is like, but it is extremely fast paced. It is extremely physical the whole time, and then you have to be very focused on detail. So you have to be able to zoom out to not hurt your body and zoom in to get the numbers and the letters right and all the quantities and everything. And it takes so much that when I get home, there's no like return to a normal human baseline. It's down into snail absolute like shutdown. And I mean, that is combined with my normal time blindness. And so I sometimes wish my friends and family could see inside and see if there were a visible impairment that they could see that I'm working with when they're like, are you coming? Like, and when you text me to ask when I'm going to get there, now I have to stop what I'm doing, pick up my phone and text back, and then resume, find where I was if I can even figure it out. And now you've just added 10, 15 minutes to when I'm going to get there. So I will let you know if I'm going to be more than 15 minutes late. If you haven't heard from me, I'm going to be in that 15-minute window. Please understand. Please see my life in the context. I really would appreciate that. So one food I can't bring myself to eat. Onions and peppers, especially green peppers. I could be absolutely starving and dig in, and if that first bite has an onion and or pepper in it, I'm out. I don't need to eat for the rest of the day. And this is not, and I couldn't eat them even if I wanted to. It's not like, they're gross, but like I absolutely will physically gag as soon as they're like near. If I were 5 years old in my current body, what would I do first? I would go to the formal, like where they sell prom dresses. I don't know if it's like a department store section anymore. There used to be actually whole stores for it, or like the bridal store, and try on all the ball gowns, because dress up was my favorite growing up, but of course the best dresses to dress up in were adult size, and so you're like drowning in it, right? They're out to here. You can't walk in them. You can't actually wear them. So that's what 5-year-old me would do, would go and try on all the ball dresses, all the gowns, all the tutus, everything. Maybe even some wedding dresses. So if I could shop for free, in what store would it be? So if we're talking about like a one-time spree, the fancy schmancy grocery store with all of the gourmet stuff and like the where you go and get the $20 potato. But now if I had a pass for life, it would be Goodwill. I can't find anything. I guess I'm officially old. I can't find anything I like to wear at Target or the regular stores anymore. Even when they're like recently, they just had the 90s throwback stuff. I'm like, it didn't. No. So, I don't know. And my cheating answer, if I wanted to totally cheat on a question, I would just say Amazon. What would my fort look like? So I don't know what it would look like from the outside, but it would be protected by a dense forest. It would be appointed with tons of pillows and rugs and blankets and books on all four walls. And then somehow, impossibly, because I get this idea from AI generated imagery, natural light from above. And a big circular picture window. My favorite sandwich. So I love a juicy, cheesy portobello stack with like grilled zucchini and like a vinaigrette for dipping. I also like a grilled cheese with pesto and pear. And a good old fashioned PBJ. So I always thought that if I were to open my own business or like food truck type business, it would be a PBJ food truck where I would have all the different kinds of nut butters. I would have cashew and walnut and the seed butters and the almond, tahini, and then like all the different preserves where you can have like fig and apricot and currant and of course I guess grape, but like apple, and you can have different kinds of bread, brioche, French toast, even rye, I guess, or cinnamon raisin bread, and just like create your own various PBJs. I think the possibilities there are endless. My favorite type of clothing. So I'm really, really, really particular about fit. I always have my legs covered. I don't know what it is between tights and leggings. They haven't seen the light of day probably in 20 years. But I like dresses. I like something that's fitted on top and flared on the bottom. I can't stand any bulk right around here. Like baby doll dresses, skater dresses, ballet dresses, anything with an A-line or a low slung ruffle. And a cute cardigan. I like a tuxedo striped pant. And like black. I have 10 or more black dresses probably. I just can't stand anything tight. Other than the leggings, I don't like anything tight in the middle. Or tags. I have to rip the tags out of everything. Do I like pineapple on pizza? No, I don't like pineapple on pizza. My weird pizza thing is I like to dip it in vinegar. Red wine vinegar or like the fancy sweet balsamic vinegars from like around the world, or made out of different things like raspberry vinegar, or like there's a lavender vinegar. All that kind of cool stuff. I like to dip my pizza in it and soak it in it. Do I sing in the shower? Occasionally, I guess. Sure. Not like all the time, just if no one's here and if the mood strikes, but not. The only song that's in my range is Landslide for some reason. So nothing fancy there. Have I ever caught something on fire while cooking? No, I've never caught anything on fire while cooking, but I have melted my fair share of plastic. So there was one time, and this was when I was newly pregnant, so I blamed pregnancy brain at the time. But you know those like little plastic bowls with the rice noodles and the seasoning packet? I put the noodle packet in there, and I put the seasoning on it, and there's like a little oil packet. So that was my little bit of moisture, and I put it in the microwave, and I forgot to add the water. So there was a cloud of melted plastic fumes in my apartment for a bit. So that's the closest I've come to setting anything on fire. I've also walked away from things that were boiling for an extended period of time and come back to something black at the bottom of the pan that was then ruined because the water had boiled away. Like I went out and got into a conversation with my neighbor and forgot I had a turkey burger on the stove, and so that dried out and became black, but no fire, fortunately. If I could have a mythical creature as a pet. So I had such a hard time with this. I actually went and took one of those little quizzes, like what would your mythological pet be? And it gave me unicorn, but it would have to be like a unicorn mixed with Lil Sebastian from Parks and Rec, something a little smaller. But maybe also like what do they call it? A ratatasker, the gossipy squirrel that runs up and down, Yggdrasil, the tree of life in the Norse tree. He's kind of gossipy. He kind of spreads news. I love the tea. I would love this if that squirrel would bring me tea. The only problem is it goes both ways. He would go tell the neighbors all about things about me that aren't necessarily true. So anyway, that was my 25 wacky questions. I had fun doing it. Maybe answer if you have any you want to tell me your answers in the comments. I'd love to hear from you or have a little healthy debate on what's good on pizza or on ice cream. All right, guys. Thank you.